Hey there, deep divers. We're diving into something really cool today.
Oh, yeah.
AI video and audio generation,
It's really incredible what's possible now.
for sure. You sent over some research about these new AI models
Uh-huh.
called Movie Gen?
From Meta.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And Movie Gen.
They can create these like super realistic and personalized videos,
Oh,
complete with audio. It's wild.
so we're talking like full-on videos, not just still images.
No, full videos up to 16 seconds long.
Okay.
High definition, sound effects, music.
Wow. And is it all kind of generic, or can you
No, you can tailor it, personalize it,
really?
characters specific to you, all sorts of things.
16 seconds. That's pretty impressive. High def, too.
16 frames per second, 48 kilohertz audio.
Nice.
And you can even edit them with text instructions.
No way.
Yeah, tell the AI what you want.
And it just changes the video.
Modifies it accordingly. It's pretty amazing.
So this is kind of like next level stuff beyond what we've seen before. It really is. And Meta's actually released benchmarks for Movie Gen.
Okay.
So other researchers can test their models against it.
Interesting.
Yeah, it encourages collaboration and really pushes the field forward.
It's like an AI video competition. That's cool.
It's really helping to drive innovation.
So we've seen what it can do, but how does it actually work?
Yeah, let's peek under the hood a bit.
All right, let's get technical.
So at the heart of it are two foundation models.
Two.
Yeah, working together.
Okay.
First is Movie Gen Video, 30 billion parameters.
30 billion, that's a lot.
Its focus on the visuals.
I was going to ask, what exactly is a parameter?
Basically, a tiny adjustment the AI can make to create different visual effects.
Gotcha.
With 30 billion, you can imagine the level of detail.
It's mind-blowing.
Right. And then there's Movie Gen Audio.
So one for visuals, one for sound.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Movie Gen Audio, 13 billion parameters.
Still a huge number.
Specializes in sound effects and music, even non-diegetic music.
Non-diegetic, what's that? Like background music in a film, the characters can't hear it?
Oh, right, like the soundtrack.
Exactly.
So AI is composing film scores now.
It's getting there.
Wild.
These models were trained on massive amounts of data.
I can imagine to get this good, it must have been a ton.
Millions of videos, billions of images, millions of hours of audio.
Just an insane amount of data.
Yeah, it's how they learn the nuances of video creation.
Like a crash course in filmmaking for the AI.
Exactly.
Wow.
So we've got the models, we've got the data, but how does it actually create a video?
Yeah, how do we go from data to a finished product?
It uses something called a temporal autoencoder, or TE.
Daggy?
It's a super efficient way to organize the information in a video.
Okay.
So it can handle videos of any length without getting overwhelmed.
Like compressing a movie into a tiny file.
Kind of, but it retains all the detail.
Oh, the TAE organizes it, then what?
Then it uses flow matching to turn that information back into a video.
Flow matching.
Think of it like starting with a rough sketch and then refining it step by step.
I see, it gets more and more detailed as it goes.
Exactly, until it matches what you had in mind.
So it's constantly adjusting, improving.
Right, the AI is always learning and refining.
This is pretty complicated stuff. Must take some serious computing power.
It does. They had to use some clever techniques to make the training efficient.
Like what?
Things like 3D parallelism.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
It's like having multiple teams of AI working on different parts of the video at the same time.
So it speeds up the process.
Exactly.
Pretty ingenious.
And then there's the data itself.
Right, the quality of the data is important too.
Absolutely. Garbage in, garbage out, as they say.
So they were very selective about the data they used.
Incredibly so. They started with a massive data set, but then filtered it rigorously.
Like what kind of filtering?
They removed shaky videos, videos with borders, anything that didn't meet their standards.
Wow, they were picky.
They had to be to ensure the AI learned from the best examples.
So it's like curating a film school curriculum for the AI.
Exactly.
That's a great analogy.
But even with a curated selection, there's still a risk of bias.
Oh yeah, if the data set isn't diverse enough.
Right, so they use a technique called resampling.
Resampling. Tell me more.
They grouped similar videos together, then selected a balanced representation from each group.
So it's exposed to a wide range of styles and concepts.
Exactly. It's like making sure the AI gets a well-rounded education.
This is all fascinating, but we've barely scratched the surface.
I know, right? There's so much more to explore.
Well, let's take a break here,
Okay.
and we'll come back and dive deeper into Movie Gen
Yeah,
in the next part of our deep dive.
sounds good to me.
Stay tuned, deep divers.
We'll be right back. All right, welcome back, deep divers.
Let's jump right back into it.
Picking up where we left off.
Movie Gen, those huge data sets.
Yeah, all that training data.
Can you break down what kind of data they use? Like, how do they prep it all?
So imagine you have this massive library of videos.
Okay, yeah.
Not all of them are going to be useful for training.
Right.
They had to be super selective.
Like quality control.
Yeah, they were thinking like film editors, choosing the best examples to teach movie gen.
So they were curating it for the AI.
Exactly.
What were they looking for specifically?
Well, smooth camera work was a big one.
Makes sense.
No shaky cam allowed.
Right. Got to learn from the pros.
Exactly. They wanted those nice cinematic shots.
So no shaky home videos.
No, not for this training.
What else?
They focused on videos with clear, coherent scenes,
Okay.
using software to detect scene boundaries, so each clip was a single shot.
So it's not just random footage, it's structured.
Right. They wanted Movie Gen to learn how to create a narrative.
The grammar of filmmaking. I like that.
That's a good way to put it.
But with all that data, how do they avoid overwhelming the AI?
And also bias.
Right, that too.
That's where the resampling comes in.
Okay, remind me about that.
They group similar videos together.
Like all the cat videos or all the cityscape.
Exactly, and then they carefully select a balanced representation from each group.
So it's not skewed towards any one theme, even if it's common in the original dataset.
It gets a nice balanced diet of visual information.
A well-rounded education for the AI.
Makes sense.
So the videos are chosen, categorized, but how do they connect those videos to the text descriptions?
The prompts.
Right, the instructions for Movie Gen.
This is where large language models come in.
Oh yeah, the LLMs.
Movie Gen is designed to be similar to LLMs.
Right, we talked about that.
So they used an LLM called Llama.
Llama,
Yeah, it analyzed each video and created detailed captions.
like a script for each video?
Kind of, yeah.
So Llama watches the video and writes up a summary?
Or like analyzes it, but yeah.
Okay, that makes more sense.
The captions describe objects, actions, people, even camera movements.
Wow, so detailed.
It's giving Movie Gen a deep understanding of the visual language of filmmaking.
It's impressive how much these AI models can do now.
It's really incredible.
So they've got the video, the text descriptions, but that's still a lot of data.
It is, and it needs to be organized.
Right, for Movie Gen to actually process it.
They took into account things like aspect ratio,
Okay.
grouping widescreen videos together, square videos, vertical videos.
Like creating a filing system for the AI.
Makes it easier to access and digest.
All that prep work, then comes the actual training.
They started with text-to-image generation.
Okay, so the AI learns to create still images first.
Right, from text descriptions.
Like learning to draw before you can paint.
Good analogy.
Then they move on to the video generation.
Joint training on images and videos.
So it's learning to create sequences of frames.
Capturing motion, bringing things to life.
Like those old flip books.
Yeah, or early animation.
I love those.
But this is much more sophisticated.
Of course, this level of training must take a ton of power.
It does. They use 3D parallelism again.
Oh, right. Like multiple processors working at the same time.
Speeds up the process.
And they didn't stop there, did they?
No. For the final stage, they fine-tuned the model.
On an even better data set.
Exceptionally high-quality videos.
Like sending it to a masterclass.
That's a great way to put it.
So it's getting the best possible education.
Learning from the best of the best.
But how do they know if it's actually working?
How do they evaluate the results?
Right, that's what I'm wondering.
They used a combination of metrics and human evaluations.
Okay.
They looked at how well the video matched the prompt,
Makes
the
it...
visual quality, the realism, even the motion.
So it's not just about creating random visuals.
No, it has to be meaningful, engaging, aligned with the instructions.
Like judging a film festival, technical experts, and regular viewers.
That's a good analogy.
This is all incredibly fascinating.
It really is, and we're just scratching the surface.
We haven't even talked about the audio side yet.
Movie Gen audio.
Right, the sound effects, the music.
All that's coming up in the next part.
Can't wait to dive into that. Stay tuned, deep divers. Okay, deep divers, welcome back. We've covered a lot of ground on the visuals, but now let's talk sound.
Yeah, Movie Gen audio, that's the other half of the equation.
Right. How does it create all those realistic sounds and music?
It's pretty amazing, like having a composer and a Foley artist all in one.
All thanks to AI?
13 billion parameters. It can generate everything from tiny background noises to full-blown scores.
Wow, it really is like having a Hollywood sound studio in your pocket.
That's a good way to put it.
But how does it know what sounds to you? I mean, AI can't hear.
Right, it's all about the training data and how it's processed.
Right, we talked about all the data they used.
Millions of hours of audio and video, so it learns the relationships between sounds and visuals.
Like you can recognize patterns, what sounds go with what images.
Exactly, like footsteps on different surfaces or the way music creates emotion.
It's learning the language of sound.
Yeah, how different audio elements contribute to the story.
So if we give it a video, it can just create the sounds automatically.
Pretty much, it analyzes the video, identifies key elements, objects, actions, mood.
And then matches those with appropriate sounds.
It tries to create a cohesive soundscape, something that feels natural.
So it's not just random sounds thrown in.
No, it's trying to make it immersive, complement the visuals.
That's really impressive.
Like imagine a scene in a park.
Okay, yeah.
Movie Gen Audio might pick up on kids playing, birds chirping, leaves rustling.
And create a soundtrack that fits perfectly.
Right, it's all about context.
What about music? Can it actually compose original scores?
It can. It has a library of existing music it can use.
But it can also create new stuff.
Yeah, compose its own music, tailor it to the video.
Wow, so it's like an AI film composer.
You give it instructions, genre, mood, instrumentation, even tempo.
And it whips up a custom soundtrack.
Pretty much.
That's mind-blowing.
But it's not all easy. There are some challenges.
I can imagine creating realistic audio is tough.
Especially something that evokes emotion. It's complex.
But they've come up with some clever techniques, right?
Yeah, things like flow matching and classifier-free guidance.
Those sound very technical.
They help the AI navigate all the possibilities and make sure the output is high quality.
Okay, so it's creating sounds, but how do we know they're good sounds?
They use metrics, just like with the video generation.
To measure the quality?
Audio fidelity, alignment with visuals, and the text prompts.
Not really thorough.
They also did listening tests with people.
Oh, so getting feedback from actual human ears.
Yeah, to assess the overall experience, make sure it's engaging and impactful.
It's fascinating how far AI has come.
Movie Gen is a major leap forward.
Creating realistic video and audio, personalized too.
It opens up so many possibilities for entertainment, education, so many fields.
It really does. The potential is incredible.
And it's just the beginning. Imagine where this technology will be in a few years.
It's exciting to think about.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Movie Gen.
It's been a pleasure.
We've learned so much about this incredible AI.
And it's clear this technology is going to have a huge impact.
Definitely, it's a game changer.
Keep exploring, deep divers. The future of AI is bright.
And we'll be here to guide you through it.
Until next time.
See ya.